Okay, so what we have been doing so far is solving equations. There is a reason why we're learning this, because everything that you have to do in math requires you to solve equations. It requires you to find the answer for a variable, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at problems, application questions that will require you to solve for the unknown, okay? So we're going to start with what are the steps that we need to follow, and then we are going to solve some questions, and then we're going to do together, I'm going to give you another worksheet that has word problems that you guys can work on, okay? So the first thing is when you are solving for a word problem, you have to follow the 5 steps, okay? Which we call them GRASP. So the GRASP comes from given. You have to look at the definition. So what information or values do you know? Okay. So these are known from the question. Okay? So they are given to you in the question. Second thing that you have to look at is what is required. So what is the question asking you to solve for? Third is the analysis. What analysis stands for is what formula are you going to use. Okay? Most of the time the formula is given to you, but sometimes you have to find the formula, or you have to pick a formula to use. Fourth step is to solve. So when I say solve, I mean by plugging in the given information into your formula. Okay? Last step is paraphrase. Paraphrase means your therefore statement. Okay? So we need to end the question. We need to end the question by answering the required. Okay? There's 3 dots, the one on the top and the 2 on the bottom. They represent therefore, so you don't have to write the word therefore. You just put that symbol, and that means therefore. So again, this is called the GRASP method. So G for given, R for required, A for analysis, S for solve, and P for paraphrase. We use this to solve word problems. So let's read the question that is given to us. So the formula for aircraft speed is S equals D over T, where S is the speed in kilometer per hour, D is the distance traveled in kilometer, and T is the time in hours. Find the distance traveled by an aircraft cruising at a speed of 428 kilometers per hour for 1.5 hours. What's the first thing that I have to do? What do I have to write first?
The given information.
The given information. Okay? What are the given information from this question?
Speed and time.
Speed and the time, right? So the given are the speed. What does the speed stands for? What letter in this question speed stands for?
S.
S. What time? What letter does time stand for? T, right? And what do I know that? S is the speed, D is the distance, T is the time. I'm not coming up with these letters. They are in the question. The question tells me what each letter means. So the given information, this is what I have to start with. So I have to start with the given. I know that the speed is 428 kilometers per hour. Make sure you write your units. And I know that the time is 1.5 hours. So I know two information, two pieces, speed and the time. After the given, I have to write what? So given, then I have to write required. So what the question is asking me to do. What is the question asking me to do?
Find the distance.
Find the distance. So I'm solving for
D.
D. Okay? So D is equal to what? This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm solving for. Third step is the analysis. The analysis means the formula that I'm going to use. What formula am I going to use? Go ahead.
S equals.
Go ahead.
S equals D over T.
That's right. That's the formula that's given to me, right? I don't have to create it. It's given to me. So let's just quickly look at the formula and let's quickly analyze what am I looking for? What is given to me? So in this formula, what is given to me? So the S and the T. So I'm given this and I'm given this, right? I have to solve for D. So in the solve, I have to sub in the information that are given to me and put it into the letters, okay? So what do I replace S by? With? 428. What do I replace T with? 1.5. And where do I get this? I get them from here, right? S is 4.428 and T is 1.5. So this is the fourth step, which is the solution, okay, when I'm solving. So instead of S, I'm going to put 428. And instead of T, I'm going to put 1.5. You're going to ask me, do I have to do all these steps to solve a question? Yes, you do. You have to show me, this is how you show me your work. Okay? If you're doing chemistry, if you're doing physics, if you're doing anything that requires solution, you're going to have to show your work, and this is how you show it. see that only in math. If you're taking chemistry, as I said, or if you're taking physics, they require you exactly the same steps. Okay? You have to go through all of this. So far I know that 428 equals D over 1.5. How can I solve for D? What have we been doing so far? Using what?
Like terms.
Collecting like terms. I don't have any here. What else do I have? What are we doing? So collecting like terms.
Do the opposite of the current equation.
That's
Or
right.
current-
Do the opposite operation, right? What did we talk about opposite operation? What's the opposite of positive? What's the opposite of multiplication? What's the opposite of division? What's the opposite of negative? Positive. Now, what am I isolating for? What letter am I isolating for? D. There's only one letter. It's right here. Right? I'm isolating for this. Now, what kind of operation is there between the D and the 1.5? Division. That means if I want to do the opposite operation, I have to make it multiplication. So when I bring this over, right, if I actually take this and bring it over, it's going to become multiplication. Because the opposite operation is multiplication. So what would that be in on the calculator? If you do 428 times 1.5, go ahead.
642.
642. Now go back to your question, read it, and tell me what is the unit for distance or for D? Kilometers. When you are solving word problems and that has units, you must include the unit, otherwise you're going to lose marks. Because that 642 could be kilometers, could be miles, could be feet, could be, I don't know, like inches, right? Could be anything. We have to make sure that we are specifically specifying what unit it is, okay? So that's 642 kilometers. So I'm going to say in my therefore statement, because that's my last step, the distance traveled, so I'm answering the question. By the aircraft is 600 642 kilometers. You see how I included my unit? What do you guys think about this? Can you follow the steps? So given, required, analysis, solve. Then write your therefore statement. So I'm going to stop the recording right now, and I would like you to look at question number 2, set it up. You want to set it up on a different piece of paper, go ahead. If you think you would benefit from talking to other people, please find someone in a class to talk to and discuss this question, to set it up. I don't want you to solve, I just want you to set it up. At least get to this point right here where you sub in your numbers. Okay? I don't want you to do this step. It's okay if you don't do this step. At least set up this. Okay?